her. That Wild West booty to ride right, I have to saddle up. I'm stingy with that ass, no hitchhikers, no passengers. These petty hoes can't clap like us, so now they y'all wanna clap it up. Got every dude going after her. If you ain't ready, then back on up. Yeah, roller coasters look fun, but that don't mean you can't handle them. See cornbread and cabbage stuff, snapping like a camera, look like two wrecking balls. Booty nickname should be damaged. She just walked in and I can still see the back of her. She might knock your dress, so hold it tight if you passing up. It's silicone phony, so can't even match a natural butt. She come around and shut it down, girl, bust it down and back it up. Break it down, back it up, let me see you bust it. Break it down, back it up, let me see you bust it. Break it down, back it up, let me see you bust it. Let me see you bust it. Let me see you bust it. Drop it low and make that ass clap. She got a big booty, I can throw some booty, I can throw some cash at. Yeah. Where the big girls, you better bust it too. Don't be shame, shake all that ass. Chill, love it, boo. That thong strong, but that booty still busting through. 285 is still twerking with no trouble too. Trill talk, fuck with you. Been on that, baby girl, listen, nothing new. She confident, won't back down like the others do. Putting all these lames to shame, made them all uncomfortable. I don't know why these other dudes passing up on you, but you can be my plane. Let me see what that luggage do. So turn around, make that booty touch the ground. You know what I'm looking for. Back it up and bust it down. Yeah, break it down, back it up. Let me see you bust it. Break it down, back it up. Let me see you bust it. Break it down, back it up. Let me see you bust it. Let me see you bust it. Let me see you bust it. Drop it low and make that ass clap. She got a big booty, I can throw some cash at. Yeah, drop it low and make that ass clap. She got a big booty, I can throw some cash at. Okay, South Cac, North Cac, let me see you bust it. ATL, Miami, let me see you bust it. Tennessee, VA, let me see you bust it. Bay Area, LA, let me see you bust it. St. Louis down to Texas, let me see you bust it. Detroit to New York, let me see you bust it. New Orleans to New Jersey, let me see you bust it. Big ladies worldwide, let me see you bust it.
Let me see you bust it.
Hey.
On E.
This is Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary JB.
We do not have Miss Kiki with an E this week, but it's Misha, Miss Hotspot in the building. We have our, I can't even say guest, our special co-host. We should our honorary co-host, Mr. Hot Hands.
With a Z.
I hate him.
I just cannot. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. How you doing, sir?
I'm great.
Are you sure?
It's been a blessed 2 weeks since the last time I saw you. You know me, staying out the way. What's going on?
Staying out the way, staying off of communication radar.
Yes, definitely. You got to nowadays. Out of sight, out of mind.
I understand that. I'm gonna try it one of these days.
But I'm not idle though. You know what they say about idle.
Listen, I know the day I turn my phone off is the day everybody and their mama decide to call me.
It's actually very peaceful though.
I'm sure.
Because then everybody's not too close to an actual laptop or an actual computer, PC. So
it's probably about the same equivalent feeling I had when I turned my TV off for a year.
Oh,
I hate
man,
you. I couldn't do it.
Was this during True Blood of any kind?
No, it was actually during Walking Dead.
Whoa! Oh, now you really tripping.
I did. Well, first of all, it was after the real reality TV phase started to get just a little bit out of control for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just did. And first of all, I was never home long enough to watch anything longer than 30 minutes. So I really wasn't missing much. Plus, most of everything I wanted was on Netflix or I could record it. But I didn't sit long enough to watch recorded stuff either. My DVR was just full for no reason.
Man.
But I turned it off. For a year, I did not watch TV. And honestly, it didn't affect me in the way that people thought. I didn't freak out. I didn't lose it. I actually felt quite liberated. I could read more. I had more time to read, actually do stuff that people do.
Yeah, I don't really watch that much TV, like during the week like that.
Yeah, like I'll binge watch, but to like sit in front of the TV for hours on end just flipping through channels.
No, that ain't me. I got certain things that I watch. I'm
certain things.
Science Channel.
Channels, and that's about it.
Discovery Channel. I'm a weirdo for real.
Now during football season, it's ESPN. That's all you're gonna see with me.
Stars.
I only follow football. I ain't gonna say I only.
And I actually stopped following football like 2 years ago.
I only partake in the festivities of football watching when it's my team. Like certain teams I do want to see.
Certain teams I do want to see, but like I will watch nothing Steelers or Patriots.
I'm not flicking through channels like, oh, my team is on commercial, let me go see who it was doing. I can catch all that on ESPN later. You know what I mean? But it's certain teams that I do like to see play.
I can't with y'all. Well, it's Curvilinear Radio.
Yes.
Hey.
Y'all know how we do. So that song that I was just playing at the beginning was Chill Cortez, Bust It. I'm gonna play another one of his songs that I love.
That was actually a very good song for today's topic because some of y'all was busting it open for a real player.
That sounded real clean. I like the mix and I like the mix on that.
Yeah, Chill Cortez, he dope.
Yeah, and I got my
He need to send us more music.
So
you got your shirt in the mail. You know what? I'm about sick of y'all artists. Y'all pick and choose who gets shirts.
And I bought mine. Told her he didn't send me nothing free. I told y'all to
I was about to be like,
I don't remember a link. Was that link in the midst of a 500-page thread?
It probably was.
Okay.
But I still said, here go the link. I'll share it again. I promise y'all. I didn't. He didn't send me nothing. It would have been nice though to get.
Can't speak
free,
for everybody.
But it's okay. I love it. I love the support.
Mine's is upon order. I'm not about to. I refuse to print up 1,000 shirts anymore and just hope they sell. Like people be asking me for shirts all the time, and then when I buy them in bulk, nobody's around. But when they see me wearing my own shirts, they be like,
"Oh yeah, that's how."
Yeah, and you can customize.
Like, sure. This amount. You want it?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So today's topic.
This topic had my page lit.
Baby, listen, mine too.
Had my notifications lit because I was tagged in all of them.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. So the question of the day is, drum roll.
Oh, shit.
So, if the husband cheats, then the wife in return cheats, but returns with a baby. Who ruined the family the most?
Now we can flip this the other way too, because it happens more so the other way around.
Yeah.
No, the wife will cheat, then the husband will go cheat, but then he liable to leave something behind.
Or he cheats, bring home a child, and then her ass cheat.
Yeah.
Either way, it's still the point.
I mean, bringing home a child's better than bringing home an child.
There's layers to that. There's layers to this whole thing.
Okay.
It is layers.
I mean, at the end of the day,
I don't think one person could take the blame though.
Most females know what's up when it comes to their vagina. Most.
Which is sad, because we should say all.
Correct, but most females know what's up when it comes to their vagina. Whether I ain't gonna say that. What I will say is they know what's up when it comes to their vagina, who they've been with when they were with them. And you could be with somebody within the course of a week, a month, and it still be, but there are people who have, females who have, period trackers, and, they put in who they slept with, when they slept with, and when they slept with them. You know what I'm saying? And you can differentiate the days or, the times, but at the end of the day, it depends on who's the father of the baby. But at the end of the day, both is wrong. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, both. I say both. I honestly say both. And it's funny because when I looked at my threads, when I posted this on Instagram and Facebook, people were I had never had that many responses to one of our topics like that. And it was like, y'all really passionate about this. I'm going to need y'all to make sure y'all tuned in to give all that. But a lot of people were saying she was for getting pregnant. They're like, why would you go out there and have raw sex pregnant? Well, first of all, let's be honest. The condom's only 99.9%. It can come off.
Birth control only goes so far.
Birth control only goes so far.
Proof.
There have been women with whole IUDs that got pregnant.
Yes, Lord.
There's been women with their tubes tied that have gotten pregnant.
True story.
You can't just assume that somebody went into the situation raw. You know what I'm saying? They could have had a condom on and it broke. If you getting it in and time go by and that sucker give way. I mean,
side note: everybody feels when the condom pops.
I wouldn't know nothing about that, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't. So
motherfuckers be acting like they don't know or they ain't feel it, and it's a lot.
But for those who are raw, yes, you should be more mindful of what you're doing. However,
I feel like
when it comes to women, when we make the decision in a marriage, and I'm speaking from a wife's point of view, and you can back me up on this, Mary. When we make the decision to step outside our marriage, it's because we've made the decision that whatever we've already went down the list of this and how this could turn out. And we've weighed all options and prepared ourselves for whatever the outcome is. So the reality is, if she come home pregnant, chances are, first of all, is she really coming home?
Baby, listen.
And secondly, is she trying to even work it out, or is she just letting you know, like, so it's a wrap?
If you can sit down like that, I can sit down like that.
Some relationships revolve around tit for tat, no matter how minute or big the situation, which is true. But there's a difference between a get back and being spiteful. Getting back and going to go cheat is a get back, you know, or going to go cheat on them if you figured it out that they cheated on you is a get back. Being spiteful is, no matter how long I've been choking to John Doe or Jane Doe, we about to do this raw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you up in the ante on all the consequences. It ain't even just about pregnancy. It's about STDs and all type of stuff.
And everything.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there are way more consequences that are far more detrimental to life than a baby.
This is true.
So at the end of the day, there's levels. That's what says layers to that, to where you could just be like, get back. We could deal with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. It's like, I took your toy, you're going to take my toy. Like I said, no matter how big, no matter how small. But spiteful is purposely doing it raw, whether on the male side or the female side. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the intent. When you not thinking things through with a clear mind, you're always, I'm not gonna say doing the worst, but you're hoping for the worst. Does that make sense to you? So it's like, you know what you're getting yourself into, and you know the possible consequences, but you're not caring.
Right.
And you're like, oh, well, since this happened, I'm going to make this happen, or possibly try to make this happen. So if the chick ends up pregnant, or if the guy gets somebody pregnant, they like, you cheated, and that's the bottom line. You cheated on me, I cheated back.
Right.
Right. But it should never be eye for eye. That's one thing I want people to
definitely
understand in
don't agree with that.
relationships. It should never be eye for eye. And it really, some of it doesn't come out of, I'm going to do it because they did it to me. Some of it is legit just out of straight anger. You're just mad. Mm-hmm. And you just want to do something that you think is going to hurt them. Mm-hmm. You know, and you're not thinking, because you're just doing
passion,
it.
You know,
heat of the passion, heat of the moment. You know, that's how we got snapped. I'm just saying, you know, so things just happen, but it should never be because they did this, I'm going to do that. That's not how you solve anything.
That's not how you begin or even go through a relationship, period.
No, because if you're doing that in your relationship, especially when it's consistent, you might want to reconsider the whole relationship thing, period.
See, my point of view of this, y'all thought about this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You had some time to do so.
So, because I've been I had that little statement in my phone for a long time, and I was just thinking of when we was gonna have this conversation. I wanted to have it with a man, so it was just like when you was like, I want to go, I was like, okay, this is perfect.
Definitely.
So my point of view of this is, okay, yes, he cheated. Mm-hmm. That started it.
Right.
That was the kickoff.
Should have never did it.
Should have never did it.
Right.
Okay. You should have left her, or took a break, whatever you had to do.
Or let her know what was wrong.
Or let her know what's up so y'all can fix it. Mm-hmm. Understandable.
Right.
Understandable. So my thing is, when she did it, listen, most of the time when a woman decides to cheat, she thought about it, she marinated on it, and she really, unless it was a heat of the moment,
premeditated.
It's usually premeditated when a woman is married and lays down with a man. It's thought about.
It's very much so thought about.
It's not.
And it's not a spur in the moment.
Exactly. Especially.
And this guy has been around for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's been around.
So usually it's
the man liable to go out and have a one night stand.
You know, if it was her cheating first, but you cheated on me, now I gotta get your ass back. Okay. So it's to the point where I feel like she just put the coffin in it. She just put that nail in that coffin and closed her whole marriage, to me. Because if you thought about it that long, you thought about it. I'm sorry. You thought about it.
You definitely thought about it.
You marinated on it before you laid in a bed with that man.
You're correct.
Most of the time when a man cheats, it's usually not thought about.
You want to know something real quick? Real quick. Keep your thought.
Okay.
Women, I'm willing to go on record and say this is a for real fact. Women are more apt to talk about their relationship outside of the relationship problems outside of their relationship with a potential cheat, if you will, than men are. Although men pillow talk for the wrong reasons. See what I'm saying? Men pillow talk for the wrong reasons, but women are more or less to give us the ammo we need to, I guess, furthermore entice them to do wrong on behalf of, because now we know that he cheated on you with such and such, such and such and such and such.
He treated you wrong or whatever it is. Yeah. This is true. Yeah. This is very true. Which is why one of the first lessons in my marriage class was keep everybody out your business.
Amen.
That's why
don't tell anyone. You never see what it's I feel like a lot of what you learn in marriage counseling and classes, people need to learn to apply to relationships. That way you already have that habit.
People need that in regular life.
They do. Because one thing I had to learn, it was very hard for me to learn, but because I was used to a certain way of what I grew up around, if he made me mad, somebody knew about it. Whether it was a friend, it wasn't necessarily a guy, but my friends, mom, sister, whomever. But you have to remember that if I tell you this week that I'm mad at whomever I'm with, but I make up with him next week, all you're gonna remember is what he did is wrong. Mm-hmm. So even though I'm cool, you ain't gonna like him no more. Mm-hmm. That develops an issue. So that's a habit that people need to stop doing. So I'm glad that you said that, because
I do believe that you, in any type of friendship, unless you're ready to a relationship, friendship too, boyfriend, girlfriend,
you can get into it with your homegirl.
You don't need to tell everybody else's business, because for one, if you have other friends that are around and you're telling them all the bad things that this friend is doing to you, then when you bring that friend around, there's tension in the room.
Right.
So unless you are done with this friend, don't be sharing shit with your homies.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And the same thing goes for your man. When your man, you come to your family functions without him, and you over here dogging him to your aunties, your cousins, all of this stuff. And then when you bring him over for dinner, they want to look at his ass like, what the fuck is this nigga doing at our table?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn that not everything that goes on in your friendships, relationships, period, needs to be shared.
Especially not with somebody outside the circle.
Exactly. I feel like you need to discuss it first with your man or your friend, the issues that y'all have.
Yeah,
and if at that time y'all can't come to a common ground, then you want to seek from somebody who isn't judgmental. You don't want to go to somebody who's going to just tell you all the things you should do.
You know what?
You should handle it. You know who you can share your business to and who you can't.
I was going to say on the judgmental thing. I mean, I feel like everybody could be judgmental, but I say that to say it's the way you approach the situation with the conversation with the person for them to be judgmental.
Right.
Because when you go in and be like, from a male's perspective, just and then you get seen with her at the family function, they like, well, nigga, you just was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, versus, it was all kind of easy just the other day.
We going through this, and I'm at a standstill. I don't know, this is where we're at, and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Versus trying to blackball somebody without blackballing them.
It's also, who your friends are.
Yeah.
Because I got girlfriends that I can call, and I don't have to set it up. If I call, I can call. It ain't even a whole handful. But I have a set of girlfriends that I can call and rant and rave about my relationship. And I don't have to worry about them saying, girl, you need to leave him. He ain't this, he ain't that. Or I don't have to hear that. Because
reality TV answers.
Yeah, they'll be the actual friends to tell me, like, now, you're wrong.
Yeah,
I'm on his side. You're wrong.
That's dope.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the kind of friend I am. And if my friends call me and they say something, they're giving me both sides because they know how I am. I need both sides. I don't want to hear just your story. So what he say? What's his story? And I'll tell him, like, so you're wrong, and this is why. Now you can agree or not agree, but I'm just letting you know I'm on his side. And if they're not wrong, I'm on it. You right, but see, how about we approach it like this to work it out? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not that. I'm like, okay, so what you want to do to fix it?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But see, like, that's even better than.
I don't want to be the type to tell you, because everybody when you have a relationship, regardless if I tell you what he said or how he said, I'm gonna tell you when the version I heard it in my head.
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you how he actually said it. You know what I'm saying? So I could have been like, he said, "Girl, bitch," and then he really said, "Get the fuck up out of my face." You know what I'm saying? But I added that extra word in it to make it seem like he was such a dirty damn dog.
Yeah. Right.
So my thing is, okay, are you done?
Right.
Where do you want to go to fix this? That's what kind of friend I am. I'm not here to decipher y'all's relationship. That's what the therapist is for.
I listen.
I tell you what I think that could happen, what your pros and cons could be. And baby, listen, I'm here regardless of what avenue you go to.
Right.
Yeah, if you choose to stay,
all right.
That's your man. I'm not going to be in a room unless he beat your ass.
Yeah, now putting his hands on you, that's a different level.
But if he over here, he might have cheated.
Unless you choose to stay.
Or if he ain't paying bills.
For real.
I'm not going to be that kind of person that bring tension or talk to your man about y'all situation or make him feel uncomfortable.
Because then that's just...
That's how you treat him. Hey, boo.
That's a snowball effect.
Right.
Exactly, because then you add in extra layers onto their bullshit that they already got. So, and that's what a lot of friends need to learn. Like, they're your friends. You're there to help and support your friends in the matter that they need, and that's why a lot of times you have to know what your friendship level is.
I was raised a little different.
You really do, because sometimes that friend might be the type of friend that needs that detail of exactly what they need. Like, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Some friends just need you to shut up and just listen. Some friends just need you to really be a therapist and give them good, thick guidelines and all kinds of stuff. And so you have to know your friend, because if I say something, that friend is going to be like, "Oh, I can't be your friend no more. I don't want it."
You know what's trippy? Is I don't consult friends. I consult my elders.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's when you have elders.
That's the missing key.
That is the missing key, and a lot of people They don't go that route.
Here's the new therapist.
Don't say Facebook.
Oh man, what? You already know where I'm going. But here's how people try to act like.
Because what pisses me off with people with Facebook is you go and you put this status of whatever's going on in your relationship because you're looking for advice, but then you get mad at what the response is. But it's like you invited us into this.
But. Even when they do it like that, where I was going with it is where you're like, I'm trying to see something real quick. Asking for a friend. You know, asking for a friend. You know what I'm saying? So that when people really don't be wanting to expose themselves, but it's like, come on.
Right, stop it. Especially those who know you enough to know. Negro.
Like I got people who I talk to that are in my immediate circle about certain things, but it's I like to say it's more or less to get things off my chest. Like I value their opinion, yes.
Right.
But I've already consulted my elders before I've even brought it down the ladder.
I've learned over the years from high school to young adulthood to being married that I don't share my business, like my like troubles and trials.
Yeah, you can't share that
with my homies. Yeah. I post it on Facebook. Like me and my man,
that shit is ammo.
Do some shit. I'm not about to go on there and say this nigga forgot my birthday.
Yeah, that shit is ammo.
Like, he forgot to do this. Like,
this is how we get back to cheating. I see your girl forgot your birthday. I see your man forgot your birthday.
You giving that person ammo in your relationship. Yep. All they need is that window.
I feel like nowadays your relationship shouldn't even be on Facebook.
Me either.
And having been a person whose relationship used to be on Facebook to now it's not. And people have hit us up, you know, what's going on with y'all? We good? Whether we are or not.
Your business.
We good. Because if you do go through that, because you would know already. Because you watch I saw a video. I forget the girl's name. She's a comedian. She be having me cracking up. But she did a video. She was being funny, but it was real talk what she was saying. You go through, you see somebody, and they got their whole relationship up here. And then all of a sudden, you don't see no pictures no more. You don't see no statuses no more. So everybody like, well, wait a minute, where you at? You know, we need to know something because we didn't invested all of this time into watching your relationship on Facebook, and that's how it gets started. Mm-hmm. And yeah, nowadays your relationship don't need to go on Facebook because there are people waiting and watching for that relationship to come to a ruin or for there to be a crack for them to walk through. Mm-hmm. So just leave it alone. But what I was going to say as far as the topic is concerned, because see, I always feel like this statement holds true. You know who you married. And, you know, once a cheat, always a cheat. Well, now I can't say that. But I will say that. Hey, and it wasn't on the male side of things. It was just you know who you married, though. You know who you married. It didn't just fall out the sky. They probably did it when y'all was kicking it, but you were so blindfolded by love. Because let's be real, women, when we are
digmatized.
Okay. I was trying to find.
Let's just
when we digmatized, calling ourselves being so infatuated with this man, we will move mountains and walk through the fire for that man. Accept shit that we wouldn't even accept on a regular ass day.
True story.
We will. We'll accept it. And the reality is, most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, most of the time, him cheating on you in the marriage, he did it before. He did it before. You just ignored it. But now see, everybody think when you get married that all of a sudden the switch gonna flip and it's just gonna be, he just gonna automatically go in husband mode. He's faithful. He's committed. It's till death do you part. That's not how it's happening. And it ain't happening on the wife scale either. That's a learned skill to become husband and wife. Yeah, you get the title, but to actually carry it, that takes work. So the switch ain't gonna flip.
It's not. And I feel like
so don't think
if
he cheated when you in your relationship, y'all get married, that ain't gonna happen.
Exactly. If you know that your man has cheated on you in your
relationship,
dating portion of your relationship, and you decide to still marry that man, then you need to know that you're gonna have a hard relationship.
That holds the housewives applies to men as well. I'm not about to sit here and act like
it's hard.
Trust me, even not even marriage. You know what I'm saying? Because I've yet to be. I refuse to get married. But another topic. Even then, there's been relationships where I've, in my own mind, felt like, yeah, this is the one, or not even for marriage, just to be like, settle down with. It is what it is. It's us. Mm-hmm. It's us or nothing. And then along came Polly. Right. So to speak. You know what I mean? And then
I hate him.
Boom. Shit happens.
Real shit. I hate him.
True story. And it.
But I get that portion because it really takes when they say that you only get one kismet.
You only get one what?
One kismet. One person in your life.
Say that word one more time.
Kismet. Okay. Is that how you say it?
You got me.
It's just that you got me.
Listen, it means that one person that sparks in you that love, that companionship that you know that you don't want to forsake. It's like that one person in the world that you are going to connect with, and that's it for you. Like, you know, from then it's over. Nobody else can touch you. Yeah, it's like that one part.
I was about to be like, there's a difference between what you just said and fate. Because I was about to be like, what you just said, I'd have had like 4 of fate I've yet to meet.
I hate you.
True story. True story.
See, I feel like there's 2 answers to the question.
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't met that one. But I'm just saying, when it comes to this particular question, okay.
I feel like there's 2 answers.
Because he interrupted me.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to go to a break. So what I was saying is that usually when a woman cheats on her man, it's thought about.
Right.
So I feel like if you actually go through the act of cheating on your man and it's a thought out process.
Premeditated.
You are adding a double layer onto the failure of your relationship. That's just, to me, that's like you pretty much put the nail in, and now you're adding a baby onto it. I'm not trying to say his sin is worse than her sin, because both sins ain't no levels of sins. All sins is treated equally. But I just feel like that extra layer of thinking about it, That's just like if me and you are wrestling and I accidentally shoot you. It's an accident. It's still murder, right? Then if I just I'm thinking about it. Like, oh, he done did me wrong. I done planned it out. I done stalked where you live. Or it's a double layer to that. Now it's premeditated. I done thought about it. I done married. I had time to tell your ass I want out of this marriage. You know what I'm saying? I had time to think about it before I actually did the act. So I feel like her adding on to it was the final straw. It was it. There's really no. It's going to take a lot for them to come back compared to him cheating, or if she cheated with no child. If she started off as cheating and didn't bring no child into the family, you have a way easier to rebuild and reconnect your marriage than if you cheat and bring a child into it. That's going to be hard.
It is, but it's possible.
Rebuild. I'm not trying to say it's not, because I didn't saw some stories, especially with that new show on that Love show.
Screw TV, I got it in family.
They have some real. No, I'm saying there's some real. I don't got it in family.
Some of y'all got family members that ain't for real blood related.
Can I ask their nationality?
I mean, in my mind, African American.
I'm on the show.
All of them on are African American.
Okay, I mean, I know what the word is, but I'm just asking. But
yeah, they're either reality, not reality, stars, or there are normal people that are going on the show and they're expressing.
It's a facade. Don't do it. It's a facade. Yes. Listen. In your words, listen. At the end of the day, everybody is too self-conscious. I'm not gonna say what's the word I'm looking for, where you just don't trust somebody. Like, insecure is the word I'm looking for. Nobody's so insecure to where they feel like the person that they cheated on or the person they got cheated on by is the best thing for them, to where they feel they need to work it out.
You know, take that back.
Wait. Say that again.
There are some that are very insecure that feels like they can't get no better than what they got.
This is true.
That is, I promise to you on everything I love. If you
listen,
there are so many women. I'm not going to put this on men, but I know women themselves,
generally speaking,
who was in a marriage and felt like he was the only thing that I was ever going to get.
That apple eye shit holds truth, but it holds weight. But there's always a counterbalancing weight. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I say that to say, when it comes to a point in time, if you and I are together, hypothetically speaking, I cheat on you 3-4 times. You decide to just do it once. Now I'm worried about you cheating. You're already knowing that I'm cheating based off of what we built. You decided to be like, you know what? How many times eventually somebody comes to a breaking point to be like, no more, male or female, no more?
I doubt it. Yeah. There's a lot of. It depends on.
I'm not going off the side of TV
now,
by any means.
Some people's limit may be small. Some people's limit may be small, and some may be to an extreme.
If anybody is listening, and you are, yes, and you have been
781-0754. But I'm telling you.
But I was going to say, if anybody's listening that's been through that specific.
There's many women, especially back in the heyday, that had men that cheat on them all the time, had kids, had whole families, and they laid and slept in that home with that man until he died.
Well, see, now this is where I'm disagreeing with you on that. Because back in the day, and I was going to get to that, back in the day, the fabric of relationship was completely different. The fabric of marriage was completely different.
Men versus women was totally different.
Because back in the day, men were cheating. They was also beating their wives, and they stayed too, but that was because back then you were taught
ass beat and they still stay.
That's because they feel like. But see, the difference between nowadays and back then, nowadays they do lack a lot of self-esteem. Versus back in the day, there was no such thing as divorce. Was not something that a lot of people looked upon like that. And you stuck it out, you worked it out, you figured it out. That's why. If anybody does real research in their family, you might find a couple cousins that for real ain't your blood cousin. I'm just saying. I have witnessed, family, non-family, that there are, that's why I said there's two answers to your question. Both of them have ruined the family, but it also takes both of them to choose whether or not they're going to let it ruin. Because the reality is in a marriage, whether it's cheating or any other situation, you have to decide, like I've said before, whether or not this person's going to be worth me going through it. Because, see, that's the part of marriage nobody really wants to do when you got to love somebody through their worst. And maybe their worst is cheating. Some is alcoholism, drug addict, whatever it is that you got to love them through their worst.
Paralyzed.
So you got to choose to decide whether or not this person is okay. Are we going to work this out? Baby or no baby? Cheat, no cheat, whatever. Is this the person that I'm going to make the decision to say, am I going to work this out? You're right. But this is what I'm saying. If you make the decision, though, to say, okay, I cheated, you cheated, now you pregnant or you got a baby on the way. So now we about to make this decision. Are we going to stay married? Because if so, now we get set some new guidelines and rules of what is and what isn't going to go down. And that is your breaking point. You can still have a breaking point and stay, or you can have a breaking point and leave. It's your decision.
So how about 98%? This is just me speaking from my own mind. 98% of females believe that. I just had a loss for words again because I know what I wanted to say. But when it comes to staying, 98% of females, I'm going to say 98% of females believe in the once a cheat, always a cheat. There are way more females. That might be a high number, but the percentage, the ratio on that of belief and non-belief of once a cheater, always a cheater, is so high.
It's probably about 50% of that 98 will allow a man to sow their wild oats and stick it out just to see if he's going to change.
It's complicated. Exactly. Those are these, I'm in an open relationship.
The insecure ones, the ones that are doubting.
I ain't had nobody better since Pookie went to jail.
In there just to see if that man is going to be the one that's going to change. Because I am one of the ones.
I let him trap out the house so he paying all the bills. That's what this is about. I ain't gonna say that's what this is about, but this is where we're going with this. He trap out the house, he pay all the bills, so I'm gonna let him stay. Like, come on, let's.
Again, we accept. First of all, I want people to understand something. First of all, men and women
tolerate more than a man for one.
To a certain degree.
I'm gonna tell you this.
You got feminine men and then you got masculine men.
And why? What I'm saying, I hate you.
Depending on the woman, the man will put up with a lot too.
Is that a woman, majority of women,
yes, ma'am,
compared to men, will tolerate way more shit than a man will.
Which is true. We were built that way.
When I say that, I'm saying that if the roles were reversed, their pride would not allow them to continue in that relationship. Majority of men. Okay, so I'm just saying, like it's harder it's easier for women to be able to talk about their man cheating and be like, oh, we gonna work it out though. Like, I love him, and they'll keep going around. A man, you ain't gonna know that his woman cheated on him. You ain't gonna know. If he decides,
he might not know.
if he finds out and he ends up and he's like to the point where he can't live without her and he wants to work it out, y'all ass ain't gonna know that she cheated.
You know what's funny?
Ain't gonna let him share it. A woman, on the other hand, will share that her man cheated on her, and she, you know what I'm saying?
Hell, a woman don't share that she cheated.
I'm about to be like, you know what's funny? Most men found out they got cheated on through a third party.
Pretty much. Or they found out on their own, they stumbled upon it.
Niggas be looking. Niggas be looking. What you look for, you gonna find. Period.
This is true.
We're gonna play a song and come back because I got another question for you. Especially you, Darius. I hate you.
I'm with it.
Here we go.
Yeah. This one is for the big girls. Yeah, that's right. I said it. For the big girls. Wherever you at, I need y'all to represent right now. Let's go.
Go, big fur.
Fern, go, Big Fern, go. Go, Big 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 girl, shit, do your thing. Make them cheeks wobble, let them titties hang. Skinny bitches hating, don't be ashamed. Hey man, cause they stick shape, they so lame. Same shit they can do, you can do it better. Hit the flow, bounce that ass, show them and tell them. Dressed to impress, talking walk like a lady, smelling good. Turn their heads, but she weighing 280. Lame said he won't fuck, that dude crazy, but he still thinking about you. He too shady. I ain't scared. Yeah, I'm slim with it, and what? Let me hook my pole up to that dump truck. Go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. 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 Okay, she's super thick, but she keep it toned up, and she don't play that petty shit, baby, grown up. While all the weak bitches hate her homies really wanna date a big fine. Point out if you should know one. Now tell her, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. Tell her, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. Let me see you. Go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. Right, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. I like them like Melissa McCarthy or Jill Scott, Carrie Stevens style, extra thick and she still hot. Them curvy girls automatically got a real shot. I've been this way for years, ain't changed yet and I'm still not. That's my preference, I ain't shamed and I never been. She's so heaven sent, thank God for what he blessed her with. Love her confidence, I see that by what she dressing in. And she gon' get hers, make me fiend for all that sexiness. Fuck the haters, hey, one of them's irrelevant. Just cause people can talk don't mean they can tell her shit. But she intelligent, move like a boss would, grind like a boss should. So with me, she all good. Now go, Big Fine, go, Big Fine. Stuntin' on these hoes big time. You can serve me up and I'ma give you yours, Big Fine. Bedroom office or the living room flow, Big Fine. Just let me know, Big Fine. Okay, she's super thick, but she keep it toned up, and she don't play that petty shit, baby, grown up. While all the weak bitches hate her homies really wanna date a big fine. Point out if you should know one. Now tell her, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. Just tell her, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. Let me see you. Go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. Go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. South Carolina, North Carolina, go, Big Fern, Mississippi, Alabama, go, Big Fern, Georgia, Florida, California, go, Big Fern, Kentucky, Louisiana, go, Big Fern, Missouri and Tennessee, go, Big Fern, Michigan down to Texas, go, Big Fern, New York and New Jersey, go, Big Fern, Arkansas, Oklahoma, go, Big Fern, Pennsylvania, Illinois, go, Big Fern, Nevada back to Virginia, go, Big Fern, all the fly Hawaii girls, go, Big Fern, big fans across the world, go, Big Fern. Now tell her, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go. Tell her, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go, go, Big Fern, go, Big Fern, go.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever twerked in the mirror and realized how much your booty really moves?
Listen.
Nah, fam.
I did that one day. You know you was in there doing the swivel.
I ain't about that life.
The way
well, you may not twerk, but you'll swivel just to see how much swing you got.
Nah,
you ain't never been that dude.
That type of guy.
Sorry, that was random.
Well, I have tried just to see if it jiggled.
I did it just to see if I got that rumble that they be talking about.
Listen.
See if I created a wave.
I like to twerk with heels on.
Well, because
you feel like it make your butt sit up higher.
It do make your booty sit up higher.
And when you really bend over,
and it gives you first of all, when you have on heels and you twerk, it really like because you up on the heels, it gives you real good.
I like heels for calves, and it make calves look the shit.
It make calves and ass look the shit.
Not for everybody.
Well, even when you flat back.
I ain't going.
We're going to be proof. Radio. I am Mary JB.
It's Misha Miss Hot Spot. We have our honorary guest, Mr. Hot Hands in the building.
With a Z.
I cannot.
Yeah.
I just cannot.
So listen. We are talking about affairs. Who is worse in this scenario? So the scenario, just to give y'all a fresh glimpse of what we've been talking about. And if you do want to call in, it is 614-781-0754. So the scenario, I should say that again, huh? 614-781-0754. 0754.
I was gonna say you did just like fly
through,
right?
Yeah. My bad. So the scenario is husband cheats, returns home. Wife leaves the home, cheats, comes back, pregnant.
Now my question is, was she pregnant before she left or after?
The way that scenario is that she was pregnant after she returned back home.
Okay then.
So my question is, who is worse? Okay, but I want to flip it because I really want to know from a man. If the scenario was the woman cheats, comes home, you cheat, and you come home with a baby, who you feel is the worst? And would you be able to stick it out?
I guess since I'm the closest male. Nah,
yeah.
Nah, you know what? If that's the case, I feel like I honestly want to say it depends on how much you value the relationship for it to be. You said who's worse?
Who's worse?
Right. Who is worse? If the scenario, I'll break it down again.
Yeah.
The woman cheats. This is a new scenario. The woman cheats, comes home, come back to you. Okay. Then you leave, cheat, come back and say, baby, I had a baby on you. Who is worse in that scenario? And would you try to stick it out?
Ain't no worse. The fact of the matter is cheating is cheating. It doesn't matter what comes with the package. You dig what I'm saying? Is if you got hired at a job, you now have a job. Once you cheated, you cheated. It doesn't matter if you work at McDonald's or if you work at a factory somewhere. The fact of the matter is you had a job. So when you cheat, you cheat. It doesn't matter whether it's an STD, a child, another relationship. You see what I'm saying? Once you cheat, you cheat. So it's not about worse. The fact of the matter is y'all both did dirty. So there's no 49-51. There's no 50. It's 50-50 at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like there's no, because I came home with a baby and decided to tell you I get the 49 and you get the 51 because I had to find out you was cheating through however I found out or however, it came out. But at the end of the day, it's 50-50. They both wrong.
Right.
Male and female, me and her, him and her.
See, some people feel like the person that cheated first is wrong.
Nah.
Josh Allen.
Okay.
His special ass. Had to say that. But
on live.
I don't care. He know he's special. So he said that women cheat. When a woman cheat, it's the worst, period.
That's because we cheat better than y'all. No,
I wouldn't even say better. I wouldn't even say better.
Smarter?
I wouldn't even say that. What I say is, once again, we go back to premeditated, but I'd say y'all have already been pushed to y'all's breaking point. We'll go back to, and we'll use that as a keyword, breaking point. Y'all have been pushed to y'all's breaking point to cheat. It's not about finding out that somebody cheated. You've been pushed in the relationship far enough to cheat.
I mean,
whether it's been 6 months since y'all had sex or y'all have sex every 6 weeks. Yeah. There's certain things that females want in a relationship that can push them to certain things to make them cheat versus a nigga who's just out the club and just catch a couple, cool bottles of Henny with his homies and then somebody walk past on the right path and boom.
Right. So Josh wanted to add on. He says, because when women cheat, even though he spelled chest, I'm gonna just make fun of it.
We're just gonna blame that on autocorrect.
It's emotional.
Text to type.
Right.
It's emotional. Men cheat because
hormones.
He's horny.
Yeah. I mean, that's
what I just said.
Yeah. I mean, I can honestly say I'm gonna be the person that's gonna be real transparent.
I agree with him.
I have cheated twice in 2 different relationships, but like you said, it was to the point that I got pushed to that point. You know what I'm saying? It was that point of, it was just like, I can't take no more. This is it. I'm done. Because for me, that's like the cutoff for me. That's like, okay, yep, I'm doing this because after that, I'm done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, I want to hurt you. And I know that this is the only way that I can hurt you, because a lot of times for women, you are but see, a lot of times for women, like you said, it's an emotional thing because we're hurt. We always want to make sure that you feel that same pain, but we know some of y'all being assholes to the point where we don't know what's gonna hurt you, and some of y'all have said to us, "There ain't nothing you can do to hurt me." You know what I'm saying? So. Right. Yeah, you'll have those women that go do the most extreme things because she like, I'm going to figure out how to cause pain to this man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree with that.
See, I've never cheated in my relationship.
I cheated, but it was usually because one was because I was being cheated on. The other one was because I got pushed to my breaking point.
And I feel like, I was
being cheated on and I got tired of it and the lies. So I was like, you know what?
I feel like in a relationship, females
can't beat them, join them. I was also young.
When it comes to the layers,
premeditated. I'm saying,
whether it's premeditated or not,
it's more like when a woman cheats, it's more to release that.
But here's why it's premeditated,
and it's more to feel. Even though most of the time when a woman cheats, they don't feel like that information is going to get back to him. Period.
I'm Trill. I'll tell you.
I'm Columbus.
Just to have that mental note of knowing that they were able to do something. And your ass ain't gonna find out. So it's just to have that little token to themselves of being able to do that act and getting away with it. That's their way of jabbing at you. And you don't even gotta know that they did it. You don't even gotta know. It's just that feeling of, okay, I got this off. It feels good. Now I can go back to your ass and try to work it out. But when you bring a baby into it, that's where it can be a little, because now you can't hide it.
It depends on the situation, because you might have to just sever all ties. Because what if in that relationship that I stepped out on, like, hypothetically again, you and I step out on you and I go step with her, and we have a baby, but we've been trying.
Yeah,
we gotta cut ties.
It was just meant for you to have with me.
We gotta cut ties, but here's why it's premeditated, though. I say it's premeditated on the female side because females are more of the communicator when it comes to relationships. Majority of the relationships. That's why I said there's masculine men and there's feminine men. The feminine men are the ones who are the communicators. No disrespect to you guys, whoever you are. I'm not calling y'all, collar flippers or nothing like that. I'm just
collar
flippers.
That's a new one, but okay, go ahead. We'll talk about that later.
But at the end of the day, I say like the masculine man, the hustler, the street dude. I'm making so much money, or I'm always at work, and I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about it. Whatever, you know what I mean? Then there's the guys that's like,
let's not put street dude in that category, because I know plenty street dudes that's pretty conversational.
Females can say that. I'm speaking from a male perspective, but just saying in general. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But there are men who are masculine that will not communicate. There are more masculine men that will not communicate.
You're right.
Whether it's simple as y'all been together 5 years and he's yet to tell you he loves you.
Yeah.
But in his mind, he
wasn't
does.
A communicator.
My question is for that. When it comes to communication, do you feel like it's because it was lack of it at home, you weren't taught it, or do you feel like you said, it's considered a feminine trait?
It's a feminine trait. Most men will not listen. I'm one of them guys who I fell victim to that at one point in time, and then there's like certain spurts where you'll get emotion out of me in a relationship. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, your mom died. I'm not going to cry with you or hold you or nothing. But I still have to be masculine about it. I can't sit here and mope with you. I have to make you a better person to be like, yo, you got to keep pushing. So I got to be like the cold shoulder, but with love, but not belittle myself.
Explain some things.
You know what I'm saying? So where it's like,
he really just explained a couple things, because I looked at that completely different, especially when you're talking about death in the family.
But I'm saying, like, in general, just like men express their love in different ways, because there might be the feminine guy who's going to talk to you, he's going to hold you, he's going to, y'all can have, because it's the truth.
A man with more sensitivity.
Yes.
Ralph Tresvant, okay. Let's go with Ralph Tresvant. There's Ralph Tresvant, and then there's Mike Tyson.
I hate you.
But like there's a guy with the more sensitive.
A little less masculine than Mike Tyson.
But there's that guy who y'all could go out, y'all could go and converse and enjoy and do walks in the park and go to the Park of Roses and things like that. Whereas the masculine dude, he's going to show his love by buying you whatever it is you want or like, or, you know what I'm saying, putting rims on your car or showing you in a different way that he loves you without saying I love you or telling you or physically showing, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, there's the physical and the verbal, and then there's tangible.
Do you think that that's something that can change though in a relationship?
Yeah,
I feel like once you become,
you got to get away from social media. You got to get away from the people who are influencing you to live the way you are living. I told you, I fell victim to that. Listen, I've been through relationships where I'm here, ain't I? Like that was enough.
That is.
I hate that.
I'm being honest though.
I can't stand that.
But it wasn't like I could be anywhere else. It's just like I'm here.
See, but again, it's how you hear it. Because even though that may not be how you meant it, when we hear women, because we hear with our heart.
Right.
So we don't use our brain at all.
Yeah, bro. Like,
and so when you be like, I'm hearing, we take that as like, so nigga, you want to go somewhere else then?
So
there's somewhere better that you could be.
I have a viewer that says that rather he masculine or not, if that's your girl, you gotta cater to her energy.
And I agree.
And you will lose. Okay, if you don't. So
I agree.
Well, see, that's all a part of.
It's true. Like you have to me, once you decide to marry somebody, and I'm not talking about just dating.
Right. Because marriage is a different aspect.
And I need y'all to get that very clear.
Completely different aspect. Okay,
that it's two different types of people in this world. The dating type and the marrying type. So I feel like if you're going to say, before God, that I am forsaken, I'm going to love you and be there for you, all of that before God, then you have to adapt to that person. You have to tweak some things about you to make that relationship work, because I'm a communicator, if y'all can't tell what I do for a living. So I'm just saying, I like a man. I did Curvilinear Radio. So I like a man that can communicate with me. I need you to be able to tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. I need all of that. Okay, I need right and wrong. I need you to tell me I'm pretty. I need you to tell me when I'm looking rough. Like, baby, I need you to change a little bit.
But see, that's all about.
I need that.
That's all about people putting in. See, the problem is, especially nowadays in 2018, nobody puts in the work to learn about the person that they're with. Period. Nobody puts in the work to figure out what makes them tick, what turns them on, what turns them off. Nobody puts that work in to find out what their love language is. So that's where it gets lost in the communication. Y'all might be communicating, but you ain't talking about nothing.
Said that, no, it's not. Females will call you soft in the moment you've been for her. And that's a lot.
No. See, first of all, let me get
hold on. Wait. He like 50% right, like on some real. For all of womankind, he's like 50% right.
Okay, I'm gonna let you clear that up.
Because there are females who indeed want that Ralph Tresvant.
I don't want no damn Ralph Tresvant.
I sure don't.
A man with sensitivity?
No. I want a man in touch. There's nothing wrong with a man being in touch with his feelings, but when you sensitive,
I'm not saying. All right. So what I'm saying with the 50-50 is there are females who want that guy that will not Beyonce, but cater to them. You see what I'm saying? And their feelings, not their needs and wants, their feelings. And then there are females who get a man who comes from catering to feelings, and she calling him a cornball because she is of his best interest.
If you have a woman that is calling you a man, a cornball for being emotional, I mean, you're to the point where you are showing your feelings for a woman. I'm gonna tell you what a type of woman you have: an immature woman. A woman who don't know who she is.
Tell Josh
what
that
she really wants.
Tell Josh that.
Telling you, I'm gonna turn the camera around.
Yeah.
If you have a woman that's questioning your emotional aspect, which you are able to give to her, she is a woman who clearly don't know who the hell she is and what she really wants.
Correct.
Because any woman who's really about that and is mature is going to appreciate a man who's going to be open with his emotions.
So she's emotionally broken because
I don't want no man that's going to cry every day. And I don't want no man that's going to cry if we watch certain movies. I need to be the only one dropping tears. But I need you to be shut up. I need you to be able to share with me your emotions.
I mean, I agree with her.
Like, don't wipe your face. It's free willy.
Exactly.
Listen, I agree with her. I mean, listen. I agree with her. Because see, I'm the type of woman, one, I can't handle no man crying. I've never been able to do it.
I feel like,
I've never been able to handle a man crying, first of all. I can't do it.
If it's something that is meaningful.
Right, even when it's meaningful. I'm saying meaningful.
Because somebody hurt you, or somebody died, or if you are emotional because me and you are going through something and I'm over here about to leave you and you want to show me how much you love me and you breaking down because I
can take that. Baby, I can handle that.
That's going to open me up.
I can handle that.
I just lost my job making $23.72 an hour.
And you
am I crying?
And I'm going to be like, baby, I'm okay with that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I would cry about $23.72 an hour in my That's our livelihood right there. Yeah, no. But you mad at your homeboy because he called you a bitch. And you crying about it, we got a problem.
We got a big problem.
See,
I don't know what type of nigga that is. Excuse me. I don't know what type of man that is.
Are you crying because you
but see, all of that comes into. But see, that's a different conversation.
I'm not the PlayStation 4 because you dropped it. I'm not that nigga. I'm not the I'm not that guy.
Yeah. I really never met any guys that have been that emotional.
I don't know none.
Not none that are grown. Anyway.
None of my homies are
I've never met any grown men that are that emotional, but definitely are in touch with their emotions to where it's something, like you said, tragic, somebody physically hurt them, they lose their job for $20-something an hour.
Yeah,
they might shed a couple tears. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they are usually the men where you don't see them shed them couple tears, but you know what I'm saying? Right. They may shed a couple, but I've never met one that just bust out in a tear.
Man.
No, I think there would be something I would have to question.
I've met some real men that will cry at a drop of a dime. They will cry.
No, they wouldn't act.
How, Sway?
But
no, I said they weren't an actor or anything.
Hey, they might be.
How, Sway?
So much that
maybe they going out for a part or something.
Man.
Listen, I hate you so much.
What? I'm just saying.
They about to play in Hustle and Flow or some shit.
Listen.
I'm
in charge.
I hate you so much. This is what Curvilinear Radio is. Okay, we be having too much fun. I can't with y'all. Okay.
For me, the bottom line when it comes to this subject is you have to be conscious of, for either party, when you choose to go cheat, like a friend said to me one time, you got to be prepared when you go and open up Pandora's box. When you choose to step outside a marriage, because see, like you said, like we said, this is two different entities. We ain't talking about a relationship, a marriage. That's a completely different aspect of life, especially when you're talking about the forgiveness scale. Because see, if I'm just dating you and you cheat, I don't have to forgive you.
True story.
I don't have to forgive you. I don't have to forgive you in a marriage for real. For real.
You put that under God.
Yeah. So it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you have so many marriages that have endured the cheating, the babies outside of marriage. You know what I'm saying? And because it's just completely different. But y'all got to start out dating on purpose. First of all.
You got to start out knowing them motherfuckers. It's motherfuckers.
But you got to date. But that's what I'm saying. You got to date on purpose for a purpose. Some people dating and don't even know why. They don't have an end game in mind.
You don't know the person.
And nobody's taking the time. But see, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all met on Facebook. Y'all keep meeting at Starbucks every morning.
This is what I'm saying. See, back when I started dating, before we called each other in a relationship, I knew enough about you to engage in that relationship. Nobody's taking the time anymore to get to know people, to invest in the relationship before it even goes there. Nobody's taking that time to do that no more.
Numbers. I got to have middle names.
Listen, my guys were rule used to be this. You need their first name, middle name, last name, birthday, social security number, their mama name, daddy name, cousin, uncle, brother. I need to know where they live, where they from. You know what I'm saying? And even though I wasn't getting that whole information.
On anything if we haven't established a comfortableness with each other.
Yeah, I gotta know you.
I need to know. I done went on dates with dudes off of one date. You want to be my girlfriend? Hell no.
What?
And they get pissed when you say no. Like, dude, this is one day. I don't even know you like that. I'm sorry. I got.
Remember when it just happened?
Exactly.
Like y'all just was.
Ask, you just
like
waiting for a while. You be like, oh.
You found out through somebody else that y'all was together because she didn't tell somebody. He didn't tell somebody. He's like, I heard you was with.
Wait. No. See, for me, it was always. It was no. Let me tell you how I used to find out. Oh yeah, you so girl.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That sounds like she said it together.
They call you. So we together. We doing that.
Meet me at the skating rink Friday. I'm about to grind all over you.
The neighborhood know you in a relationship before you.
Listen,
you know what's up.
It's official.
It's official.
But by then you still established a relationship.
This is my boo.
Remember when like you was just dealing with somebody so tough, like nobody else would even deal with you because they knew that you was dealing with somebody. Like you be talking to such and such, and then they didn't have no beef. It's just I know you be talking to such and such, so I'm gonna leave you alone. Vice versa. I know you talking to such and so I'm gonna leave you alone. And all of a sudden, from everybody just separating y'all two, it's like they pushed y'all together. Nowadays, you got everybody pulling apart what's trying to be meant.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
everything.
Man, listen.
We about to play a song real quick. And we're gonna come back to this subject before we go to specialty time.
And we're gonna come back to how social media has ruined relationships.
Baby. How they influence these cheating affairs.
Me down and out instead of my celebrating, debating my next purchase for purposes unknown. Name to hit me Monica, goddamn, I'm so gone in this system on blast. I be listening to my own in it. Battle Cat Dreams with Nipsey on the hook for a feature. Yeah, I love that West Coast shit. Can't wait to hit the bay to get a West Coast bitch. Look, for that money I'll take it there. For that bag I make it crystal clear. I'm what's popping, I'm what's happening here. You know the name, you know the team. This is our year. I'm back popping the boy, it's in his bag down. On the face, boss, tell her to lay it down. Fuck them whack ass bars and whack ass nigga in charge and let me talk to him.
Ain't no stopping me. Just gotta keep on moving. Just gotta keep on doing. This music is alive, and I'm just trying to live it right. So when I go home tonight, I can tell my wife that it's all good.
Most hated, no debated, they still rocking with me though. I just think it perfected and let it go. Like Steph Curry in the clutch. I go Woody, I go George, I go red for the bucks. Getting it on my resume. Should I go silver or metallic gray? Thoughts of a nigga with money. I got the game plan down. Who want it from me? Best thing, copy your options, just roll with a nigga. Option 2, step aside and watch a nigga win. 96, 97, 98. Lay it down, press it up, put it out, get the cake. I'm the Jordan of this rap, shit to the cap, no debate. I done wrote for some of these rappers that you niggas call great. Yes. Truth be told, I got bars and good songs. I'm in charge. You want to talk to me?
Ain't no stopping me. Just gotta keep on moving. Just gotta keep on doing. This music is alive, and I'm just trying to live it right. So when I go home tonight, I can tell my wife that it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Get 'em.
It's been a while, but I'm feeling good. Told these niggas I'll be back to make it understood that I'm a beast, nigga, straight up out the east of the beach, nigga. You know what it is, cuz it's 2-1 to the death of me. A thin line between genius and insanity. I panic, manically, frantically, wanna can it be that he planned it to be so fucking outlandishly overbearing, staring at the stars, been reminiscent, but never mind that. It's been some time that I was really able to get back in this kitchen and listen. The answer to the throne, I'm in my zone, off the dome. These here lyrics and how a fucking Syrian cerebral is a mystery. I'm here to make some history, so fucking tired of misery. I need a little victory, coming in for the win. I heard him say let him in, so let him in. But if he falls when he begins, forget him in. But then again, if he could go and bring in the wind, then all this bullshit will stop. He go for the bins. Stop it is for the breeze, so you can throw that shit to the wind. You know what it is, cuz we going in. Come on. Ain't no stopping me. Just gotta keep on moving. Just gotta keep on doing this music. This music is alive, and I'm just trying to leave it right. So when I go home tonight, I can tell my wife that it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
That's my West Coast single.
Hey, y'all need some outside mics for when y'all just be when we just be conversating.
So they can hear
behind the scenes, the B-roll.
Be like that, what they do at basketball. What's that mic? That insider
Oh mic. Yeah, the insider mic.
I need you guys to go here and get it right. Hey, that insider mic, you be hearing,
especially in football. Especially in football.
It's entertaining. I'm telling you. It's entertaining.
Not pansies. Listen, y'all tuned into Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary JB.
And it's Misha, Miss Hot Spot again. We don't have our lovely Miss Kiki with a mother E in the building. But Miss
Aquafina has the day off.
Has the day off. But we got our
Aquafina. I laugh every time I hear that. Aquafina now. Dr. Aquafina.
I laugh every time I hear that shit.
Listen. But we here with our special honorary guest, Mr. Hot Hands.
With a Z.
I can't.
Yes.
No, you gotta say with a mother Z.
With a mother Z.
I cannot.
I love y'all.
Oh,
we love you too.
Listen. So we are talking about affairs.
In a marriage.
Children out of the marriage. Baby, listen. So my question is, because you also touched bases on it earlier, is it more forgivable to have a curable disease be brought into the marriage or a child?
Neither.
Which one is more forgivable?
Neither.
See, that depends on the people that you are asking that question of that's involved in the situation. Because like you said, the scenario earlier,
right,
you may have that couple where they was trying. And he went out and got another woman pregnant. And this whole time she been trying. So for her, it may be more forgivable for you to bring home an STD that's curable versus you telling me you got a baby and we've been trying for the past 5 to 10 or however many years we've been together. That's to me. And I can only say that from because I have tried, you know what I'm saying, been trying. So that would probably break me much more than a curable STD. Now, granted, don't get it curable. Even though it's gonna be some hand swinging, because we're gonna have some problems. But that would be more forgivable for me.
Forgive you more if you did that.
So let me.
Then you tell me you had a baby, especially when we've been trying.
I don't care if we haven't been trying.
So let me ask you a question.
But that's just my personal opinion, and in that situation now. For some people, they may be like, "I ain't doing no STD. I'd rather you have a baby."
But you know my petty ass. I gotta. So is the STD already transmitted through coming back home, or you just found out like, she got a STD, or from her end he got an STD, or
no,
was
you
it
brought home an STD?
Yeah, clearly you gonna come home with it, but like
you actually transmitted the.
Oh nah, nigga, nah. We can deal with the baby. That ass. We could work through the baby.
And see, that's I think that's a response for most men.
Yeah. We could work through the baby. I don't give a fuck.
Because I mean, nobody. As long as the nigga know, like the situation, it depends on the scenario and the people.
I guess if I had to be physically placed in that scenario, personally, I could deal with the baby under the circumstance, and I'm not saying versus the STD. Because I'm saying under the circumstances that he understands.
I think your mindset is on just that moment. Like you got to think, STD is only a week to 2 weeks.
I couldn't agree with you there.
Going to be
because some people, some don't even show up for a week or two. So,
but I'm saying, if
come back.
My scenario is that you find out that you have a STD from your mate. You found out and it's curable. Medicine, 2 weeks to take. And you done. It's over. You don't have no STD.
Listen here.
Your mate is also taking the STD medicine. So y'all both curable. Okay?
Who's to say she's not gonna go back and fuck him again?
I'm not. Hey, Hey, he can.
There are people.
He can still fuck.
There are too many scenarios. Listen. We've been building a tree this whole interview or this whole segment, and there are too many branches that lead to extra branches with leaves because at the end of the day, there are people out here who won't even take aspirin.
This is true.
For a common headache.
This is true.
So you think that they go?
Asses will for that damn STD.
You don't know. They might be online searching for some natural remedy somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I will definitely shut off some aspirin, but STD, I'm swallowing whatever needs to be done.
Man, listen.
But
I don't even like needles, but you can shoot me whatever you need to.
The Rod just got the chills over there.
Listen,
I'm dealing with the baby. Flat the fuck out.
He like, I ain't going.
Hell nah, bro.
No 2-week medicine.
I think it just depends on the people.
I drink too much to be on antibiotics. What you mean? Nah.
I'm just saying.
Baby.
18 years of a baby that ain't yours or 2 weeks of an STD.
I could deal with 18 years of a baby that ain't mine because I can leave at any given time.
And you can get cured of that STD in 2 weeks.
HTD. She done added some extra shit.
I don't want to know what that is. I want no parts of that. I don't even want to know where it comes from.
But nah.
That STD.
Listen, I could deal with 18 years of a baby.
See,
that isn't mine versus 8 days or more of an STD. Which is more painful? Let's talk about it.
Well, for men or women?
The STD.
The STD is what's painful, period.
It depends
on the person. Some people don't have symptoms.
Like you said, we've been building a tree.
We're not talking emotional right now. We're talking physical.
Physical, some people don't have symptoms.
Some people don't have no symptoms at all for STDs.
Man, y'all better chill.
No, I'm dead ass.
I mean, I know it's possible, but I'm saying at the end of the day, I'd rather anybody in their right mind, whether you got
about the procedure of what you gotta go through. What you gotta go in for that much.
I don't give a fuck what it's about.
I don't know. Some people, it just depends on the person.
I'm opting for the less painful on both sides.
I'm just saying, this was your scenario. So
yeah.
You are saying you want the baby.
What I would do?
And you're a female, so, I mean.
If you had
that means you're pregnant or you get the STD.
You said,
on her scenario, it would be him bringing a baby into the marriage.
Oh, so mine was pregnant?
Yours was her bringing home a baby. That ain't yours.
Either way, I'm with the baby.
You said you're going to take the baby. So on you, if it's him bringing home a baby or STD brought home to you.
Decisions.
I'm going to say, honestly, the baby would hurt worse.
To me, the baby would be such more of a.
You see how you just.
It would be devastating for me.
You see how you just gracefully bowed out of saying that you would like an STD?
No, I'm not saying
that. Not that you like, I want the STD, but like you bowed out.
I'm saying the STD, if I had to make a choice between the two, would be the curable STD would be more.
Make sure you say
curable would be more forgiving for me than him telling me he got another woman pregnant because I want a child.
That would be,
and I've been trying. You know what I'm saying? So that's a reminder that all that time I've been trying.
With this man,
and you went out and you had one with a whole nother woman. No. I wouldn't be able to forget.
I feel like on an emotional side, most females would agree with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Especially because you're not just talking about just the baby coming. See, you got to talk about the one that's carrying that damn baby that's coming with it. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to deal with the baby. That's what I was saying. Like, and the baby mama.
As long as the dude can understand you the baby's dad and you do what you do from there, it could happen again.
But see, from a man's point of view,
either point of view.
Exactly.
But see, that situation though can go different ways. Same people, same things, different ways.
By baby number 2.
You can take the baby, I can take the baby, but your situation dealing with the baby dad gonna be completely different from me dealing with a baby mama.
Hell yeah.
Y'all may not be in the middle of the street ready to fight over no baby, you and him. But me and that baby mama gonna throw hands. I don't want to.
Baby number 2.
Listen, because if you are married to a woman who has a baby out of your marriage, and that man don't really want to be a part,
which 9 times out of 10 he don't
sign over his rights, and you could take that baby.
Yeah, if she was telling.
Yeah, but by baby number, oh, bro, listen.
Exactly.
Niggas ain't stupid. Niggas ain't signing birth certificates and shit like that.
In most states, if you are married and you have a baby, it's illegal. It's legally presumed that the father is the husband is the father.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the case here.
Okay, so y'all
could be legally separated. Y'all could be legally separated, and you could get pregnant by John Doe from 4 blocks down the way. But it's presumed that your husband is the father. Right. Period.
You have to do a blood test.
I didn't know that.
True fucking story. Until y'all are null and void, as far as like the whole process is said and done.
Right. Unless you.
It's the only way it's gonna change.
Only if you are like you can go to the courts and tell the courts that this child.
You can order a paternity test like and they'll do it for free like immediately.
Or you can be honest and just tell the courts that you don't want that. But if you are like.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, when you do that, they gonna put your husband. Like if hypothetically again, if you and I sleep together and you get pregnant, and let's say you're married, your husband is the father by law. Default law is the father.
Very default law,
and he's gonna be on the birth certificate. So this is he can now claim my child. He can now
do whatever.
Yeah, taxes, everything.
I didn't know that.
True story.
He can.
True story.
That's crazy.
Unless you go to court and fight us and say you want.
Yeah. So the bottom line is just don't cheat in a marriage, baby. Unless you ready again.
Don't cheat. Period.
Unless you're ready for that. Which most women, again, we premeditate and we consider all options.
She said, "Don't cheat in the marriage." Like,
don't cheat at all.
Listen, my scenario is if you feel the need to lay down with somebody else, then you don't need to be with that person that you are committed to. Period. If you are in a relationship, dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriage, or girlfriend, boyfriend, I don't want to leave nobody out. You should not be cheating, period, at all.
I feel like cheating is...
It's a cop-out. It's a way for you to get your on without disturbing what you got at home. You getting what you're lacking and at home from somebody else. So you're
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Void.
That's not 100% the case, though.
It's not. Sometimes, but that's why I said I can agree with that.
I ain't never shit just happen.
Sometimes shit do just because if the homies are,
I didn't slip into a couple.
Just happen.
Literally just slip on the banana.
Yeah, bro.
I am done.
Okay. Yeah, bro. Minding my damn business. I was like, man, what?
Women are very aggressive.
Happens all the time.
Want to be.
I'm not that.
I ain't gonna say it happens all the time because it really doesn't.
I ain't never slipped on no dick. I'm sorry. I have never slipped on.
You lying?
I ain't never just slipped on no penis. You a lie. If I have sex with a penis, it's because I like it and I want to be with it.
You slipped on it. You slipped.
I ain't slipped on it.
Nah, I ain't never slipped into no vagina, but that would be a dope ass story to tell somebody to see their reaction for real.
I just can't. I feel like he just made that whole wacky in his head.
And I slipped on it. Slipped on it and slipped into it.
You should make a song like
slipped into it.
Good chorus right now.
I was walking. Cool ass banana peel. I had just left Whole Foods.
One thing that this subject definitely raises the question is as far as forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? And some people think that there's no life after cheating in a marriage, and there is. And take Han's advice. Seek advice from the elders because a lot of them can probably tell you some things that you would have never thought of. And a lot of marriages, and some of them won't, because first of all, when you talk about forgiveness, you got to stop talking about it.
Yeah,
that's something that women have a problem with in relationships. So if you forgive them for it, that's it. We don't talk about that no more. That's not something you're going to bring up in discussion. You can't do it. It's done. It's deaded. If you choose to forgive that person for whatever it is, cheating, baby, STD, whatever, that's something that can no longer be discussed. But a lot of marriages, surprisingly, continued life after the cheating. Some of them have actually became stronger in their marriage. Not because of the cheating, but because of the work that they put in their marriage after everything and the forgiving.
Reiterate this.
I'm just saying, some marriages have strengthened.
Yeah, I mean,
after the cheating has done, and they made the choice to forgive each other and actually put the work in.
Here's one of the reasons why, because a lot of, on both ends of the spectrum, male and female, within these marriages, a lot of people didn't take the person seriously to say that they would cheat. So let's say me and you me and you in a relationship, and you're like, look, man, you're gonna have to get this right, or I'm going to go, and it's a joking manner, but I'm not taking you serious, but you're serious in your own mind, but you're saying it to me in a joking manner.
But then it becomes consistent. I keep saying it.
Exactly. So when it happens, it's like, she wasn't playing. Like, you know what I mean? So then the only way that can strengthen, in my own personal opinion, that can strengthen any marriage is, now I take you for your word. I take you serious. Now let's build, and I need to know what I need to do immediately.
Exactly.
To fix or to make sure, what we got stays how we have it. You know what I mean? And that's on both ends of the spectrum, from male or female. That's when people start. That's the only way that I personally, in my personal opinion, that I see it strengthening and building the relationship. Like, and it's people,
and this is true,
and it's people like the elders that I be consulting, whether it be my grandmother, whether it be anybody that's of integrity and character that I've consulted with. It's a joking manner to them now. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I remember when you cheated on me. Talking to your grandmother or something.
You can laugh about it now.
Yeah, and they like, and this is why we still together, because he cheated. I feel like if he hadn't cheated, we wouldn't be together.
Yeah, a lot of people would say that.
And it puts a lot of things in perspective. I'm not telling everybody to like, go cheat because it's gonna bring y'all closer together. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, for certain people who have that I don't want to call it lust, but that eternal love for each other, certain shit like that needs to be in the cards, whether it's accidental or purpose. It needs to be in the cards, and it will come out for you know what I'm saying, for the shit to build and build.
Correct. I mean, because I feel like, if you go through that scenario and you choose to stay, I mean, that's going to build your trust with each other. That's going to build the honesty toward each other.
And then you got a rider.
Yeah, for real.
True story. Like that. People are so humans are so insensitive to where our worst case scenario thought when we hear "till death do us part" through sickness and health, and you thinking about like, well, damn, what if he end up in a wheelchair? What if she end up in a wheelchair? Yeah. What if she ended up getting her limbs cut off?
Nothing to necessarily do with the medical.
And it's like, for rock bottom to me, once again, in my own personal opinion, is cheating. Nothing else will test the relationship better than cheating outside of time. Time will test the relationship, but cheating will test the relationship.
This is true. This is very true.
Second to nothing but time.
Cheating. I'm sorry, my mic was muted. Cheating, as well as finances, will test a relationship.
Finances.
I disagree with that.
I do. Because
finances is usually the main reason why people argue, but you had a financial problem before you got into marriage.
It tests the relationship, and just like you said, cheating was probably happening before the marriage too.
Right.
Same thing. So if we are starting strong, both of us are making $23.50 each. Okay?
Right.
So we got a good household.
You're gonna keep speaking this $20-some an hour in the air, okay? Hey. Sister, need that on my check.
Let me check my Indeed real quick.
Okay. So we are both making that financial gain.
Right.
You lose it. Now I'm the breadwinner at the home.
Right.
That's a struggle on me now, because now I have to be able to
and it's a hit to the ego.
Exactly. So I'm on female making all the money now. You ain't making nothing. You can't get another $23 job because you ain't got no diploma. Okay.
It's funny she's saying this.
And you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got no diploma, so now you got to start back from the bottom and build yourself back up. Mm-hmm. So that's going to touch your ego. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's going to test you to see if you can hold a woman making more money than you.
Right.
The woman has to be able to say, is that going to be, if you being able to, I gotta wait it out until you can make again what we making, or you gotta get 2 jobs. I'm over here on that. You gotta get 2 jobs. I need you to not sleep at all. You need a nighttime, third shift.
Hey, true story.
So that's what I'm saying. It can finances on each aspect, because
it's a situational thing. True story. No bull. like to say, with the exception of 3 of my serious relationships, all of my women have always made more than me, whether it be $1, whether it be $10, whether it be $20, which is for real possible. But at the end of the day, I've never felt any smaller than the person I am.
But is that also because of how they treated you as the breadwinner of the relationship? Because I think that plays a big part too. Because were they rubbing it in?
No.
Right. If they were, it probably would have made a difference though.
I don't think so, because at the end of the day, I would have been happy with just having a job and being able to provide.
Okay.
With what little bit that I could provide with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of these people who you can just shut me down just because your jacket, we got the same jacket, but yours is.
Well, I'm not saying necessarily shut you down, but I'm saying as far as by them, because sometimes, like Mary was saying,
you don't, like, I'm gonna tell you my scenario, okay? Because I've always made more money than any guy that I've ever dated. Okay, and now I'm trying to brush my wings. I'm trying to expand.
Level up.
And exactly. And with my ex, he had no job times. When he did work, he wasn't making even close to what I was making.
Right.
So it got to the point where he would work then quit, and then I got to the point where I was fed up. I'm tired. So I'm throwing in his face everything that I'm doing for you. I'm over here doing this, and doing this, and I'm over here flexing, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm chipping at your ego. I'm chipping at your manhood,
which is causing strain on the
Ralph Tresvant,
exactly,
or the masculine. At the end of the day, you either use it as motivation or you use it as a sob story.
Right. Exactly.
That's motivation. I'm not sitting here telling you what I'm doing for you to tell you I'm doing it for you. Because at the end of the day, this is your choice to do it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is just motivation to be like, oh, nigga, like, the J's came out and I just bought them for you, like, from a female, you know what I'm saying? I just bought the J's for you. You normally on that, you know, months in advance before, you know what I'm saying? You might got your little connect or whatever was going on. Like, this ain't you. There's different ways to say what you're doing for a person, whether it's material shit or bills. But at the end of the day, the weak-minded male and or female will take it as a shot to the face. And there are those like myself who use it as motivation, because at the end of the day,
that's what
when a motherfucker tell me what they doing for me, when they tell me what they doing for me, I make sure at some point in time that I can do that for myself. With some of them,
what you doing
with or without that person, and not being stingy or spiteful about it, just to be like, oh, I you know what, babe, I was the man. I was the man when it came to us. So let me hop back on that high horse real quick and let me find that groove. And if it take 2 jobs to do that, so be it.
Right.
2 jobs, a side hustle, and a job. So be it.
Listen, I was raised a man making some money better than no money.
Period. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why.
So I never cared about being the breadwinner.
That's why I say now, I'm not for man's money. I'm not. But I want you to be able to.
I need you to bring something to the table.
I need you to pay at least a couple bills. I'm just saying. Yeah. You need to do something for us.
You got to bring something to the table, most definitely.
And I'm to the point where when I was with my ex, I just wanted him to have a consistent job. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care what job he did. I just wanted him to work, because my father worked. Okay.
Yeah, my
daddy had 2 jobs. He was a hustler, but he worked. And he worked hard. You know what I'm saying?
Everywhere.
And it's like when I see a man not put in that effort. Yeah. It's like,
I can't say I've never been with a guy that didn't either hustle or have a job. Yeah. Now, he may not have had an honest, legit job, but he was bringing in some money. You know what I'm saying?
From a male perspective,
my husband was the type of man that, listen, my husband was the type of man that him with no job was miserable. He couldn't not work. He has to work. Like, that's just him, which is fine with me, because that's how my dad was. He got to be doing something, working, hustling something, making money. He can't sit idle and there's not no money coming in. Yeah, because he was never raised to where it all depends also though where they came from. It all depends on the source of where they came from. Some men were raised in households where, like my brothers, you know, they used to seeing the man bringing some to the table, providing for the household, protector of the household. Then you got some that didn't have that example. Not that that's an excuse.
Not at all.
But it definitely plays a big part into how they respond to that situation where they not working, they not making no money, but they girl is.
You know what? And sometimes a lot of relationships, male and female, the money is made. You just have a selfish person.
This is true.
Both of them could be making $23.50.
I mean, I've seen women. I've actually heard it from a woman's mouth. I've seen women. This woman I knew, she was married to her husband. Now her husband had a job. Granted, it wasn't the best job, but he had a job. He worked, took care of his kids, her, whatever needed to be done, even if it was down to his last penny. But she, out her own mouth, said, "I wish he'd go back to selling drugs so I could have more money, so we could have more money. He made more money when he was in the streets."
It's a lot of people like that.
It's sad. But there's women that do that play with, and even though he may be a man's man, but after so long, that gotta mess with your ego. Because you playing me like what I'm doing ain't good enough. You want me to risk my whole freedom
that right there
for your happiness.
You know she not for you.
Well, that's
for
true.
The money.
This is true.
Because
but what do you do when that's your wife and the mother of your kids?
Y'all got to now at that point. I like I said, I live by totally. This is why I plan not to get married. I live by totally different rules. Once I tell God something, it is what it is.
Well, see, first of all, let's start out. But that marriage was wrong anyway.
Counseling. You got to hit counseling.
Well, because
at the end of the day, there's got to be.
But you know, that's shunned upon in the black community.
Yeah. But you got to hit specialized counseling. You can't just go to marriage counseling. You got to go to a specialized marriage counselor who deals with finances versus love and equality.
Nah, she needs some individual counseling.
Nah, you can't.
She needs both. Because if you have the mentality of thinking that it's okay for a man that is the father of your children to risk his life,
that's what I'm saying.
Drugs, you need some individual counseling to understand why your mentality is the way
versus finances. This is what I'm saying. You need specialized counseling. This ain't just go to a marriage counselor. That's not where we're at. We're past that because you're not worried about my well-being. You don't have enough love for me and our
what we got
dwelling to understand like this is our best option right now. This ain't the whatevers when I was doing this.
Right.
When it was cool. I'm not saying cool, but you get what I'm saying, where it was the thing to do to make money. It's like nowadays you got cameras everywhere. You got this everywhere. You know, everybody's snitching and you can't be doing this. Everything don't last forever when it comes to illegal things.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if she not for you, bro, you either got to take that money that she's unappreciative of, the little bit of money that she's unappreciative of, and invest it in counseling and see where that goes. And if y'all married, just stick it out. Yeah. And then, I mean, worst come to worst, if it's that bad, you gotta leave. But like I said, this is why I don't plan on getting married. I don't want to give a vow to God and disrespect that by leaving on account of somebody's feelings or based upon what's moral versus illegal to take care of our family. Like that shit's wrong.
So I'm okay with not getting married again, but I would like to.
I'll show up at everybody's wedding. I just ain't gonna be the next one.
If I find somebody who isn't interested in the ceremony aspect, but I love him, and I know that we can build and be.
Well, let's be real. The ceremony ain't for the couple that's getting married.
Hey, out of all the marriages that I've been through, or been through,
I was gonna say, let's talk about that.
Let's rewind. Take that off record. All the weddings that I've been to.
That you crashed?
Yes, Lord. Out of all the weddings that I've been to, there's only one couple still married.
Wow.
True story.
Wow.
True story. There's only one couple that is still married.
But you know, a lot of these marriages that don't last,
I'm pushing 40. I've been to a lot of weddings.
They knew it wasn't gonna last. I mean,
I'm not getting married in convenience.
First of all, and that's the problem. See, the problem nowadays are people are getting married for the wrong reasons. Fly out. So they start off
they rock on
wrong.
Facebook.
Yeah, some people are getting married for the wrong reasons, so they can change their status on Facebook, so they can just get the ring. Some just want the title. Some just want to carry another man's
Some just ain't had a professional picture a day in their life.
Some want to feel like they're being kept. Some want to do it because they're pregnant. You know, everybody got these excuses and reasons of why they want to get married. And it's not, none of them are good.
Ladies, I'm not marriage material.
So, and listen, but you know what? I respect that. I respect a man more who will accept and acknowledge that he's not ready and don't want to do no marriage versus one that know good and well he ain't got no business being married. But he gonna buy the biggest rock and go down on one knee and ask you to marry him. You know you ain't got no business.
I am not marriage material.
Here we go. Hello, thank you for calling Curvilinear Radio. Who is this?
Hey guys, this is Kiki with the E.
Hi, KK.
What's going on, y'all?
Dr. Aquafina in the building.
Yes, Aquafina.
Bottle of water up in there.
I do. I got a whole cup.
Oh, let me show you.
With lemon in it.
I got a bottle.
You trying to not be, you trying to drink that one cup and not be thirsty no more.
I got a glass. How you doing?
We missed
you. How are you, Mr. High Hand?
No complaints as always. Sorry I missed your face.
Yeah, I'm on my way down here to get my two little faces.
Oh, we missed them.
Yeah, I do too. I'm back to missing them again. They kept setting me up.
You done got it all out your system.
She done had a good old free
She had a good free summer.
I did. Like I said, they kept setting me back though. Cause like when I talk to them, I got to check them about some shit. So then they'd be like, I'm glad they ass down there. That's me back to not missing them. So I still miss my baby.
Safe travels though, for real.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm on this raggedy ass 71 South now.
Enjoy all that construction.
Right.
They doing that all the way down to Cincinnati.
So the last, I'm gonna be honest, I just tuned because I'm just now getting on the road, but so I was already on the phone, a phone call when I first got on the road. So I'm only about a half hour into the road anyway. So I'm like, oh shit, let me check in and see what they talk about. So I was watching out for a second, like let me get a feel for what y'all talking about for a second. And me, I don't mind getting married. However, I'm not in no rush at all. I don't care if I don't get married until I'm 45, 50 years old. You hear me?
I can't with you.
And that's if that even happens, because right now the caliber of men that I keep running into is not to be trusted. And then they act like they don't want to trust me. So it's like it's a cycle out here.
I wonder why.
What?
You be on the move. They don't know what you doing. They can't keep up.
This is true because I can't keep up and choose not to keep up with them. So I do me.
It's just the fact that she yellow.
Ooh.
No, we didn't.
Talk about her yellowness.
Thank you.
Lord,
but the subject of the day was if your husband cheated on you, or we'll say husband, and then you cheat on him and get pregnant. Who ruined the relationship the most?
Now, was I supposed to have cheated because
he cheated
on you?
You cheated because he cheated, but you got pregnant.
Well, let me put it like this. Let me put it in reality terms.
Oh shit!
If somebody cheats on me, I'm done.
But
I'm just not that type. I'm sorry.
Right.
So, but let me take it back to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
He did it first. So it's his fault.
Well, I tell you,
that's that Scorpio.
That light skin shit.
That's the Scorpio.
That's that light skin shit.
If I was that type, like he did it first, so that was your fault.
She sound like Ray J over there.
You hit it first.
I wouldn't even be in a situation because, like a Scorpio, once you cross my trust, I will never trust you again. And it's always gonna be a problem. It's gonna be like hurting my soul. Like you go out, I'm not gonna trust you going out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna trust it.
Yeah.
Because they say once cheat, always cheat. Because I feel like this: if the man cheated or woman and they take it back, they feel like, okay, they didn't got this one off. Let me go ahead and do it again. They may not. It may be for another year or two. You never know. They just got it in their blood. It's possible to not cheat.
I agree.
You right. True.
Like, period.
That's frowned on in the black community, though.
It's possible to not cheat. It's a choice.
I hate you. He said it's frowned upon in the black community. I hate him.
It's frowned upon to not cheat.
Yes.
What you worry about what everybody else thinking for then?
Preach.
Nah, I'm not.
You gonna be in a relationship and be happy,
Key.
or what?
The trippy part was that was one of the points that I made. Like, you got to separate yourself and stop. You know, in life, period, you got to separate yourself from certain things, whether it be the people you hang out with, social media, or how much you hang around the people you hang around with. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are wanting to live someone else's life. So just for an example, you know, you may have got cheated on by your man or whatever, and then your homegirl may have got cheated on, but she kept him, and you like, nah, just like, you know, in your real life scenario, you like, nah, homie, like that ain't flying. So a lot of people are influenced by the social media side of things, to where it's just like, well, since whoop-de-woo, I'm used to seeing whoop-de-woo bash her man every day, but they still together, I might as well deal with it too. When you got your own life to live, and they might not be married, they might just be common law. They've been together so long, they might as well be married. You know what I'm saying? Or you think they married. But at the end of the day, everybody is basing their life around somebody else. And exactly, they don't know how to separate themselves and become their own entity. Everybody is like a parasite to somebody else's relationship, basing their relationship around somebody else's.
Whew, if you ain't told the truth on that.
And it's so bad out here with mine. I ain't gonna say my trust is bad, but my trust is bad.
Your trust is bad.
Yeah, and you know, proof is in the pudding.
Kiki don't trust nobody for shit.
So you're gonna have to show me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I'm that deep into it with somebody and we get married, let's just move. Fuck it, let's move.
I can't with you.
Like, let's move, and then like we're gonna have to restrict that Facebook to a whole. Like, let's get new pages.
How about let's not even be friends with each other on Facebook? We ain't changing no relationship statuses.
No. How about we get new pages? We go and we accept the people into our page that's, you know, more beneficial than.
I was about to say that. You know what? I was about to say that because what I was going to say is I think it's dope is like the people who I've seen with separate pages and then they fall off the social media plane and then they come back and it's like the quote unquotes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's them together. They got joint pages. They both got the contact. It's a picture of both of them or them and the kids on the Instagram. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The Instagrams, the Facebooks. So all inboxes and everything is monitored between two. I think that's dope. Although it's not for everybody. It's not for the majority of people. But at the end of the day, yeah. But
if Kiki ever get married, believe she still is all the way down to her motherfucking toenails.
I hate
the love.
But if you do get married,
you gotta go.
I feel like after you get married, you only it's gonna sound so vain. You only need to associate with married people.
This is no. You are correct.
You right.
You are correct. You are very right on that aspect.
Everybody agrees around the board on that.
Yeah, you're right on that. And coming from a married woman,
But to some listeners, it may sound vain because they don't understand that life.
They don't understand, but it is a completely different conversation.
When they get into it, they gonna know that's right.
Yeah, it's because you feed off of each other. You know what I'm saying?
Disassociate yourself, but you can still associate. But
you can still associate, but.
No,
you
know
need
what I'm saying? No,
gravitate more to people, like-minded people.
Right.
If you ain't got no boo, then boo, look, it ain't even popping like that. Or it's gonna be me and my man hanging with you.
Right, I know that's right. Thank you, Kiki.
Thank you, bro.
You better drive safe.
Love y'all.
Love you too. Let us know when you make it down there safe.
And when you heading back.
I'm looking for a lighter next.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Bye, Kiki.
Love y'all.
Love you too, homie.
Okay.
I could just see her doing like 85, now 71. So.
That's how I was like when she said 30 minutes in. I know she got left foot. She already in Washington Courthouse. 30 minutes down that construction area.
No, 30 minutes down. She's 15 minutes outside of Cincinnati.
Man, listen.
All right, we got to go into special time and wrap it up quick.
Hey.
All right.
So, you know, it's specialty time. Ting-a-ling-a-ling. So, I
you
got
keep
in the
forgetting that
mail.
damn bell.
I know. I got mail today. My P. Louise Makeup Academy. eyeshadow base. So listen, I've been watching a lot of Instagram and YouTube videos of makeup because y'all know I like to play in makeup and I like to learn new things. So I've been watching a lot of these women are using the P. Louise eyeshadow. So it's kind of really good for that bold color, especially for the pigmentally
challenged.
Yes. So or if you are those who are pigmented, when you have eyeshadows that are not high pigmented and you want to have it really pop, this eyeshadow base right here is supposed to help. And baby, listen, I can't wait to play with it. It came in the mail today and I was so happy, so I had to share it with y'all. So it's P. Louise Rumor 02. It's from UK and it was supposed to take like a month for me to get it.
That's what I was about to ask you.
Baby, listen,
you was like, it finally came.
It finally came, but it wasn't that long. I thought it was going to be like way longer. I ordered this about 2 weeks ago and I got it in the mail. So I was so excited. I will be trying this probably tomorrow or sometime this weekend so I can show y'all exactly like how good or tell y'all how good it does because everything that I've been hearing about it and when I watch people put it on their eyes, like it really helps the eyeshadow colors pop. So I just wanted to share with you guys. It is P. Louise, if y'all can see that. And she is a makeup artist that is really big in the UK. She has a lot of different things that you can try out, like eyeshadows, brushes. But this particular base is really, really popping. Like they have a whole. If you go into her Instagram, P. Louise, it's P.Louise. You can go on there and she has a lot of videos and pictures of different color women. I'm not saying just white women, dark skinned women, medium, light skinned to white, Asian, all kinds of forms of women that are using this actual eyeshadow. And it comes in different colors. I didn't see even dark skinned people use the whiter tone. And I just was scared because I didn't want to have it under my eyebrows and it looked white. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, chill on me. So I got one down. This was Rumor 02. So, baby, listen, I'm going to tell y'all in a minute how that worked. I'm just saying, I was so excited I had to share it with y'all. And if y'all don't know, this weekend, Miss Misha is going to talk to y'all more about it, but I am doing 2 shows this weekend. So I'm just so excited. Like I really didn't think I was going to take a break from modeling because I just had a lot of bad dealings. But it's like as soon as I feel like I'm going to take a break, I get something in there that's a blessing and a positive outlook. So I'm just saying, I just wanted to say this to you guys that the devil was working. Okay.
All the time.
All the time. And he will put a block in front of you that you just cannot fight through. And sometimes you just got to sit and wait. Don't make a final decision until you sit and wait on it. Because usually God will show you exactly what lane and where you're supposed to go. So I just appreciate all the opportunities that I have been given, bad or good. And my good has been outweighing the bad. So that's why I want to keep doing what I'm doing and flourish and keep growing my brand and who I am. So just wanted to say that. So I'm going to pass the mic. Let me hurry up. Go ahead.
Alrighty then. I'm still modeling, but I am on break. Some of y'all done just ruined my whole perspective. But anyways. All right, so this weekend we got a lot going on. So the National African American Male Wellness Walk is this Saturday, August the 11th. I encourage all males to definitely participate in this walk. This is going to be taking place at the Livingston Park North. It is starting at 7 a.m. It's a free event. This is the largest health initiative for African Americans and other minorities in Ohio. They do this every year to raise awareness for preventable health diseases. They have health screens there, information. So definitely take your son, uncle, cousin, grandpa, dad, out and go walk, support, get some free screenings because some of y'all men need screenings because we know y'all don't like the doctors.
Did it say how long the walk is?
Well, it's from 7 to 1. The walk, it doesn't say how long it is. I don't think they walk that far. I only think they do like a couple of miles. Hey, I don't know. Don't get me to lying. I don't know. Don't get me to lying. But yeah, so that's Saturday. Also on Saturday is a kids fest. So we all know the kids, all the babies is going back to school. Hallelujah. I don't even got nothing, but it makes me happy. So in Groveport, the recreation department, if you want to find something for your kids to do Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., they're having a kids fest. This is free. And they're going to be doing Touch a Truck, Cops and Kids, Back to School Festival. They'll have music, children activities, school supplies, food vendors, inflatables, farm animals, and more. So that's at the Groveport Park from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Saturday, 7370 Groveport Road.
Any age limits on that, kids?
No, it doesn't say. All right. Nope, no age limits on the kids. So take the kids. Let's see, what else do I have here? I was looking and just found some like random stuff. Let's see. Live music on the runway, which is what Mary was talking about. This is tomorrow, and it's called. Is it called the Spectators?
The club is called.
The club is called Spectator Sports Grill and Lounge. It is at 3550 Gender Road, Canal Winchester. So Mary and a lot of our other model sisters will be modeling in this show. Live band performance by E Flat featuring Tina Allen, special guests, feature models, and then the showpieces are going to be created by Elise Jones of Cutting Edge. It's Cutting Edge Wardrobe, correct?
Correct.
Okay, just want to make sure I got that right. Cater food, drink specials, $2 martini, $3 wine, $2 domestic, $3 imported. It is free admission, so you ain't got no excuse not to go and support. This is tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, also Saturday night for all my clubbers. If you want to go out, Scully's is having a 90s dance party Saturday. Don't ask me how much tickets are. I know $7 in advance, 10 at the door. I'm just saying. They said doors open at 9:30. They got 2 sets, 10:30 and 12 midnight. So anybody that's feeling still the 90s kick, you can go out to that. Since we were talking about folks that need a job, anybody still looking, Columbus, Ohio is having a hiring conference on August the 12th and the 13th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. This is hosted by Orion Talent, and this is going to be at, hold on, I'm trying to get words.
Ain't the 12th Sunday?
The 12th is Sunday.
Wow.
So Sunday and Monday. Well, if you ain't got no job, you don't really care.
I was looking at it from the corporate perspective, like, damn, on a Sunday?
I mean, you know, hey, some people... It's saying it's at the Capitol Square, I believe. It's not giving me a location. I'm going to find that out and put that on the page. What else? Oh, put this in your calendars because I found this and I thought it was quite interesting. Even though it's in Cleveland, it's going to be the Lit as Fuck Tour hosted by Martin Lawrence coming to Cleveland, Ohio, November the 9th. It's going to be at the Wolstein Center at Cleveland State University. He's bringing Adele Gibbons, Michael Blackson, D-Ray Davis, and Clayton Thomas with him.
It's dope.
That's lit as fuck.
It's funny. I was just going to say, like, the lit is fuck. It's funny how all of our era people are using the new slang.
Isn't it hilarious? Yeah. It's so hilarious.
To generate business and, I guess, notoriety again.
Listen, they got to do what they got to do to stay relevant, I guess. I just need some of them to pull back a little bit. But yeah, and you know, I'm a little happy, even though I know a lot of y'all protesting, but football season coming. Sorry, I get a little excited about it. Sorry.
My Giants is playing.
Yeah, you didn't want no update, right?
Nope.
Okay. My Cowboys is getting ready to play. They playing right now, so.
Throw out your social media.
Throw out my social media?
Not you.
Oh, yeah. Hands, tell them where we can find you.
Y'all can find me on Instagram, HOTHANDZ. Z is in zebra _producer, hot hands _producer at Instagram. And you can find me on Facebook, HANDZFAN. That's facebook.com/handsfan.
Yeah,
he has a Twitter, but he ain't never on there.
Yeah, because it's filtered through my Facebook. I post on my Facebook and then automatically goes to my Twitter. So.
Okay.
Boom.
All right.
There you go.
Y'all late. We done.
We gone. So, I just want to say, I'm about to hang up on this because they ain't gonna interrupt my
closing statement.
So I just want to say that I've had a trying week. Okay, it's been depressing. So I just want to say that this time right now, you really need to pay attention to your family and your loved ones, regardless of what's going on. Like I had a cousin whose son's girlfriend just died in a fire in a car. So it's really a trying time. Death hurts me to my core. That's one of my fears. So I just want to put that message out there that life can be taken from you any day, any hour, any minute, any time. It doesn't matter who it is. If you love them, you care about them, reach out to them and show them that you love them. Please show respect to that, because I'm telling you, you're going to regret it if you don't. So we're going to conclude tonight.
Yes,
I appreciate you all. I'm sorry, we're done.
Yes,
Whoever's calling.
And I just want to say, for our subject, for those of y'all, I want to leave y'all with something. So even though we talked about who did worse, the bottom line is we can't point the blame. You have to both equally take the blame. And it's not about the action, it's about the response. What are you going to do now that it's done? Are you going to work that marriage out and forgive and forget, or are you going to move on? And seek counseling. I strongly recommend it. However you need to figure it out. Did you just mute me?
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
So yeah, like I said, you can't point fingers. Just accept it and keep it moving. Make the decision on what you're going to do.
Boom. Love y'all.
Love y'all. Peace.
Appreciate it.
She hit us with the Jerry Springer.
I pray to God for a life like this. I praise God for a life like this. This is it. Pray to God you get a life like this. I pray to God you get a life like this. This is lit. Flight book somewhere.